Well, hi, good morning. Thanks for joining me in my shop here. Okay, we're ready for a big test on this radio after fiddling around with the speaker, trying to correct what I assume is a voice coil rub going on in here. We're going to see what's happened. I've soaked the speaker cone, left it sitting vertically, drying out, just in the hopes that somehow that's going to correct it. So first we got it hooked up to the outdoor antenna. We're just going to turn it on and see what it sounds like to start off with, and we'll try putting a more controlled signal into it. So here we go. I give this repair, the soaking of the cone, about a 5% chance of working. That's where I'm at on this. And if it doesn't work, which I don't think it will, what am I going to do next? Wow, I don't know. Slice the cone. Try to change its shape a little bit. Try to accommodate this dent, which you can't really see now. I've lobbed all this paper onto it. Well, not too much to be heard so far. Sounds like it's very close to oscillating. I hear a bit of ringing in there. So that loud sound is causing the speaker cone to move a fair bit. It sounds to me like I can hear the rubbing already. Probably can't get a good station this way. You know what? I left the... what was I doing? Last night I was fiddling mightily with the antennas at my house. I think there's something right there. So 680 should be right here. Okay, as usual, let me run and flip the switch and make sure the antenna is switched on here. Wait a minute, it's not even switched on here. No, it's not switched on here. There we go. Now we're cooking. Hey, not bad. Still got that heterodyne tone, but my plan is to do the alignment process again and see if that heterodyne doesn't go away. But in terms of receptive strength, it's not too bad now. Where's the volume? The volume's barely up. That kind of rumbling that was happening down here is gone. Let me just change the antenna setting. Or is it just that we can't hear it? Flip the antenna. Wow. Well, that's not bad at all. So let's switch over to the signal generator, put a pure tone into this radio, and beat that speaker up. Let's beat the speaker up. Now, what I've done with the signal generator here, take a look at how I've got it set up. It's a little different from what I normally do. So we're using this single frequency signal generator. It's set to almost 690, 685 right now. And normally the tone you hear is being generated inside the signal generator, but I decided to use an external sourced tone. So this wire is carrying a tone from my other signal generator, the sweep generator here. So this is set to produce an audio tone at 1000 Hertz right now. So this radio will pick up that tuned to 685. And what will come out of the speaker is actually coming from this other signal generator. That's kind of how I got this worked out. This signal generator, I only have two choices of frequency, 400 and 1000. When I use the other signal generator, I have a whole range going right down to something crazy like 0.1 Hertz or even lower. all the way up to 5 megahertz. In fact, I don't think we're going to hear that. So let's turn it up. So we'll try tuning in the signal generator. And I'm gonna move off this zone here. We're gonna try this up around here, up around 8. Okay, so I'll retune this to up around 8. It's a very, very low signal strength. Well, that's great. The fact that we're hearing this with such a low setting, excellent. Perfect. So this will allow me to feed a powerful low frequency signal and get this cone really moving and find out what this really sounds like. And that's my intention. Let me just turn down the microphones in my shop here a little bit. That oscillation is still there. Okay, we'll go down in frequency now. So a little bit of buzzing starting there when I had the volume up a little bit. But at that volume level, no buzzing. Let's see what happens when we go down a little further. Okay, so it sounds like the volume has dropped off. We're at 300 hertz. There's the buzz. Way up there. Let's go down 200 hertz. Whoops. So this speaker cannot reproduce 200 hertz very well. Now maybe if we had it in the cabinet, we might hear it better, but the way it is right now, we're never going to hear it, I don't think. It's there, but it's not very loud. I'm going to turn the signal level up, the RF signal level up, clear out the static, and really give us a nice solid signal here. That's a little better. Let's tune it in. Yeah, I gotta get rid of that. I'm hoping that heterodyne will go away when I align it, do the final alignment. Okay, let's go down a little lower, 100 hertz now. 100 hertz is really quite low for a little tiny speaker like this. I mean, it really. And the signal may not even be sent. Oh, I can feel it. Oh, excellent. What's excellent about it is it's not making any rubbing sounds. Hey, I think we may have made it here. But I'd really like to play some music with this radio. Or a really regular strong signal. Let's try the loop antenna here. I could have sworn that was a microphonic sound there. I've hooked up the loop antenna here. Let me just tune the antenna a bit. Okay, I'm going to turn up my microphones again so you can hear my voice better. We just won't turn this quite as loud. So I'm going to re-aim the antenna. station went, but it went. So let's go pick a strong one now. Tune the antenna.
The Nasdaq's down by 6 to 6,965. Now we're talking about oil. It's slumped to the lowest in a year after Saudi Arabia signaled its output may have reached a record high. Oil is
Okay, so the ticking, I'm pretty sure, is an external problem. It's not coming from the radio.
$4.20 to 1,223, and the Canadian dollar is down 21 hundredths to 75.61 cents US. I'm Phil Martino, and that's your market minute on 680 News. At IG Private Wealth Management, they understand.
Really? Now, it's accurate, anonymous, and free. SeverancePayCalculator.com. Get what you're owed. And here's Kurt.
Well, okay, smoky holy, I'm almost beside myself. The speaker appears to have been improved greatly by what I've done to it. Wow, okay, so the wetting the cone thing appears to have worked. Surely when you drive this thing hard enough, it's still going to distort, but that's pretty loud. I know you're watching a video, you can't appreciate really how loud this was, but it was plenty loud. So thumbs up on that. All that's really left now is the alignment of the radio to correct it one last time through, and well, maybe one last time through, and with any luck, the heterodyne is going to disappear. That's what I'm hoping for, and at that point, she's done. Great. I'm going to take a little break though before I come back in, and I'll do the alignment next. Okay, time to align this radio. Actually sounds really pretty good now. Pretty happy about that. So I'm going to follow the instructions right from step one right through. I'm really hoping that the heterodyne problem is going to go away when I do this. So first step, rotate tuning control until antenna core is inserted in the antenna coil with its end even with the coil form. Okay, so watching right here. I think I'm okay on there. Right. Turn this way down here. Look at the pointers going right to the end. So there we are. We're lined up now perfectly. And the dial pointer should then be adjusted to read 550. So 550 is that little slot right there. We're going to adjust the pointer. Oh my gosh, it's as loose as can be on here. Okay, so the pointer's just sliding on the shaft. There. Maybe when I'm done I put a touch of glue there or something. So that's set to 550. I want to really get it precise. That's good. Except that's what we hear down there. 50. When this adjustment is completed, reset the pointer to 1500 and adjust the oscillator aligning condenser C2. That's this one here. Make sure the correct oscillator peak is obtained. This is the peak which occurs at minimum oscillator pad capacity. Okay, so we go up to 1500. Oh, no. This isn't going to work here. I'm going to end up doing some damage down there if I'm not careful. Let's try this. Okay. 1500. It's 1500 dead on. And we'll find out if my last alignment is really worked out or not. We won't. Without. Hang on 1 second here. I've skipped right over something. I've skipped right over number 1. Back up a little bit. 456. Okay, so 455 is actually 456 or so. Output from the signal generator is going to go into the grid cap of the 6A8. It's just a handy way to get a signal presented to the IF. Put that on the ground here. Well, I would have thought we'd be... Oh, I'm still using the other signal generator as the audio tone. That should be okay. I'm going to turn it up though to 1000. Okay, that's 1000 there. Nobody's showing up here. So we're feeding in a fairly low signal. I think would be enough though. Are we that far out? The answer would be yes, we're that far out. Way, way, way out. How did we ever get that far out? Somehow, I think it was probably me. Okay, so I'm going to turn the signal level way up. Whoops. Now we're starting with a radio that's not receiving anything. I know this is the most sensitive adjustment here. I'm going to start with this one. Just try to get it. You know what? So we're pounding quite a strong signal into this tube grid, so it's showing up all over the place. And we really don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it through this. Why no tone? This radio just befuddles me quite regularly. Let's give it an even stronger signal here. Oh my gosh, that didn't make any difference. Oh, that's right, because this is tuned way off. Okay, so let's see if we can find it now. Hello, hello. What I just said doesn't make any sense at all. Okay. This is tricky. Not getting a good feeling out of this. So something more is going on. So rather than put it into the first tube, I'm going to put it right into the IF tube here. And we should certainly be able to hear this, I would think. My gosh. Get more. What the heck has happened here? Okay, first of all, I got the radio on reduced power all this time. I'm put it on full power. I don't think it makes much difference, but let's how can we do this? How can we do this? Okay, just 1 second here. Still up very, very high. What is going on? Why does this thing resonate so well at 680 way up there? What's going on? What has happened? 680 way up there? What the heck is going on? Once again, 2 minutes from finishing this radio. I'm going to be in 2 minutes from finishing it for the next 6 hours. Oh, have some positive. Be positive, Jim. Be positive. Hey, that's my blood type. Well, that could be the problem. Wow, I did manage to turn this way out. I fiddled with these quite a few times, and I guess I really knocked them out. I don't know what that jump was, but we'll ignore it. So I'm just taking the caps off these tubes and I'm injecting the signals into. Trying to take the caps off. The grid connections. So the only thing going into the radio is the signal generator. A lot of wire hanging out here. Ooh, 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 ooh. tell you. Okay. So we don't hear anything, and there's a chance. The reason we don't hear anything is this first IF transformer is so whacked out. That's up pretty high. Let's give it more power. Okay, now we're sending in a very strong signal into the cap of this tube. We don't hear a thing. How can that be? There it is. Because we're so far out of tune here. Hey, what's going on here? Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you against me? That doesn't make sense what's happening there. What is happening there? So I guess I'm turning it up. I'm generating an oscillation when I get it turned up loud enough. But why isn't my meter showing much otherwise? Bad connection. That's all it is. There we are. Man alive, there's like 18 ways to go wrong doing this. I'm finding them all. It's amazing this radio worked at all. Of course, I had the IF aligned, just aligned at some crazy spot there. Okay, so that's the first transformer, and we'll go back to the second one now. I want to make sure it's aligned with the first. And it was. So there we are. Now, IF aligned. Volume down, cap off, put the other cap back on. What do we get? No antenna. Let's put an antenna on it. I always say let's, but it's really, just me here. So if the IF was way out and I aligned the front end of the radio based on that, then 680 is no longer at 680. It's way off somewhere else. Maybe down here.
And the east and westbound Finch from Dufferin to Bathurst. The right lane blocked for some road resurfacing. City Streets was brought to you by Mr. Lube. Get your tires changed anytime on your schedule at Mr. Lube. No.
I got my snow tires on already. Hey, so wow, speaker sounds great. Radio sounds great. Still got a bit of a heterodyne, but I think we're going to drum this out.
Down to $1.09.9 a liter.
So we'll just continue on now. Follow the instructions. Let's not wing it. It says 1500, do C2 at 1500. Okay, let me get that set right on. C2 is the oscillator, of course. This radio still sounds like it has a ring in it, like it's ready to act up. So that's the IF coming through. So it's receiving 16 watts way out, and that's because of the problems I have with the IF. I think somehow I got the IF aligned way off. So we want to go to 1500. So we're going to play the hopscotch game here. So I'm going to move this a little bit, this a little bit, this a little bit, and try to hear the oscillator the whole time. So first, I move this in the direction we want to go. So 1620. Till we can't hear it. Now I turn this. We hear it. Go right past. And then turn this. Wrong way. Turn this. Just past it. There we are. That's 1500. Now, I'm watching the meter. My meter's not doing much there. Whoa, what's it doing? Still having trouble with this connection. Okay, I'm going to connect this right to the flimsy voice coil wire. That's a mistake. I've ever seen one. Okay, no problems now. Okay, so 1500 max the meter. Has a nice tone to it, I think. Okay, not so good down there. This is 200, 100, 200. That's about as loud as you dare turn it with that signal. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun with the oscillator here. So just bear with me a second. I'm going to okay, so this is going to sweep up to 1000 in 10-second intervals. So you clearly hear two points at which something is resonating and buzzing in here, and I doubt I can fix that. Yeah, we're starting out at 100 hertz. Right at the bottom, you can't even hear it. Okay, enough of that fun. So we have the oscillator tuned, but only at 1500. Now we got to go through a process to get it to be tuned correctly over the whole band. Reset the point at 1500, adjust the oscillator to C2, use the lower minimum pattern capacity. Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna have to prove that, unfortunately. Well, you know what? I don't have to prove it. I think this is pretty open here. Yeah, I can't imagine another one's gonna come down here. Okay, here we go. Back up. It sounded like there was another one, a higher one. One. Right there. 2, 3. There's 3 points at which this thing buzzes. Right there. Okay, so we've checked to make sure we're using the minimum oscillator capacity peak. We're not using the wrong peak. This is the peak occurs in. Check the dial calibration, reset the pointer if necessary. If the pointer is moved, operation number 2 will have to be repeated. Huh? What? I must be missing something. Make sure correct oscillator peaks. This is the peak occurs in minimum. Check dial calibration. How did it mean that? That means go back and... That doesn't make sense. Check dial calibration, resetting pointer if necessary. Pointer is moved. Operation number 2 have to be repeated. Next, adjust antenna padding for 1500. Well, this is what I did last time. I went back down to 550. Okay, we're at 550. A little Star Trek-y there, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we're at 550. Let's see where this maximum shows up here. Barely see it. That's the max. Instead of 550, we're at almost 570. So what it's suggesting you do is move the pointer. So if we try that, we set this back to 550. That's 550. Tune the radio to get maximum signal. Okay, just by ear. Move the pointer. The pointer's going to fall right off at some point. Okay, it's on 550. Go back up. 1500 dead on. 1500 now up here. A little low. Okay, 1500. Adjust the oscillator again. Watching the meter. Okay, that's really not much of an adjustment. Let's go back down. Can't imagine this is going to be much different now. 550. Make doubly sure. There's 550. Go down to 550. Okay, watching the meter. Sounds distorted to me. 555. Okay, so put this at 550. I didn't hear any difference. You can't hear any difference. Check the tuning sensitivity here. If I was looking for 550, would I find it? Sure, no problem. So I think we're okay. I think we're really okay. Although, didn't I last time test it in the middle and found out it was kind of out of whack? That's 1,000 or 1,000,000, depending upon how you count. There we go. 1,000,000. Pretty darn close. Okay, let's see how far out it is. So there's 1,000,000 coming to it. So if I was trying to tune in a station at 1,000,000, would I find it? With that? Sure. Look at it. Okay. So I think that part of the process is done. So next thing, adjust the antenna padding condenser, this one here, for maximum signal strength at 1500. Okay, so we'll go to 1500. Turn this up to 1500. Hello, my little radio. We'll get this maxed. Okay. There we go. Anybody see that? It went up ever so slightly. This is really cranked down tight. Back it up. Like, that's a max. I mean, it's hardly moving on the meter anyway. So once that is done, tune the signal generator on 900. Adjust antenna tuning core for maximum sensitivity. Wait a minute, didn't I just adjust the tuning core? Oh yeah, this is where everything gets a little crazy. Tune signal generator to receiver on 900 kilohertz. That's very carefully said there, by the way. Tune the signal generator to the receiver at 900. That doesn't say tune signal generator to 900. So we'll set this right on 900. Okay, with any luck, the signal generator will show up at 900. I'm at the end of the round. We'll talk on it. Okay, according to the peak on the meter, peak is about there. Pretty close. Now it says, adjust the antenna tuning core for maximum sensitivity. To do this, it will first be necessary to loosen the locking nut. I did that yesterday on the core adjusting. So after adjustment, this nut should be tightened. I'm probably the nut who should be tightened, really. How am I going to get in there? Oh, I was turning the core itself. 900, wherever, maximum. Anybody see anything happening there? Wow. Okay, so I adjusted this a long ways yesterday. I'm adjusting it back. What about that line it up at the edge thing? That's all wrong now. Can you see how much I've moved it out? You can look at the space between the nut and the bracket. Boy, that tells you something about where those heterodynes are coming from. To do with this coil right up here, maybe. Okay, so what do we got? We're at 900. We're at not quite 900. I've whacked this thing way out now. Doesn't that undo the initial stuff? Check sensitivity of the receiver at 3 adjustment points. At the 3 adjustment points. If not satisfactory, repeat. Sounds terribly distorted even with the volume down low. That doesn't sound like a speaker distortion now. Maybe I'm hitting it with too much signal here. Yeah, that was too much signal. Ooh, should check this again now. Oh, son of a... Right. Okay, so that's at, looking at the top scale. Going down. Down, 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 down. you can't see what I'm doing with my fingers. Of course, I know what I'm doing with my fingers. That's about it. The gain is a big gap from where it was. Well, it says check the radio, see how well it's operating now. Let's do that. Is that the last step? Check sensitivity at 3 adjustment points. If not satisfactory, repeat the operations previously outlined. Always use an output meter or other visual indication. Only use sufficient signal strength to get a reading. Okay, let's do what it says. Let's check it out. So I've hardly got any volume on it, by the way. That's really good. So we'll check it at, let's say, 6. Okay, so that's 6. A very low signal here. 6, yep. Again, that's a fairly low signal. That's pretty good. Okay, we'll check it at the high end. Right around 1500 again. It's not bad. Okay, right in the middle. Can't hear how sensitive it is even now. 1 million. I heard that dastardly heterodyne there, but let's put it on an antenna and see what really it sounds like. This could be it. This could be where I say, hey, that's enough. This could be. So I think the antenna is tuned down to around here. Let's go down there and see what happens here.
Free stuff on the way. Hurry, these deals won't last. Book today with your travel
740?
agent.
680?
Because with reliable Dell PCs with Intel Core processors,
Holy jumper. 640?
You do have a relatively new government here, Ontario. You have to build those relationships, have the stakeholder meetings, whatnot.
So
What's next? I mean,
when
the
the
government has
person's
an
voice here, in this case, has elements of those frequencies that we heard the speaker buzz at, the speaker will buzz. Those particular frequencies, I can't remember what it was, 200, 400, and 1500, I don't know what they were, but that's what we'll hear now.
We're reading the tea leaves. We're trying to discern from a press release, from a press conference that many of us weren't invited to, trying to understand what is it, what's the direction that we're going in. So we will be... Mercedes-Benz Oakville, located corner of the QEW and Dorval Drive in Oakville, or at mboakville.ca.
Hockey with Bodog.net is all about making a legendary play when the game is on the line. Future Toronto Hall of Fame.
Let's put him in his cabinet. Sounds like a great idea at this point. Okay, all back in the cabinet here. I see the cabinet is coming apart at the seams all through here, so I'll glue and clamp this because it's literally come apart at every seam here. So we'll throw some glue on and clamp it later, but now let's test this thing out and see what we got. So again, I'm going to hook it up to a loop antenna here. I'm watching this meter as I'm doing this. The meter is moving around, but it's not hooked up to anything. The meter is not hooked up to anything. Yeah. There we go. It won't bother me anymore. There it is. way to strain relief my cord. That's what I was doing there, in case you're wondering what all that was about. Okay, the boot. Hey, listening to some of my videos while I'm working on them, and I notice when I get really relaxed, my Canadian accent, which I don't think I have, shows up pretty clear. Yep. Now, there's no on-off switch on this radio. It's all about plugging it in and unplugging it. There's no dial light. I don't remember one. Okay, here we go. One last look at those lights. Perfect. Volume's down. Antenna's connected. Okay, here we go. Fingers are crossed. All fingers are crossed.
It's a great time to get the SUV you want with the features you want, like Apple CarPlay and Ford Pass Connect with Wi-Fi hotspot. Celebrate Black Friday every day during the Ford Black Friday event, but only until November 27th. For details, visit your local Ford store or findyourford.ca.
Now, back to the exchange with Matt Gurney on Global News Radio 640 Toronto. 11:48. This is the exchange. Hour 3 continues. Was telling you in the last hour, and also a bit in the first hour as well, about some really interesting numbers that have come out of stats. You longer to recover from a concussion or not?
680.
Following this.
Hey, chance to hear some music. Let me just tune the antenna a bit here. That sounds like a little AM radio, just like it's supposed to sound. Okay, I gotta tune my antenna again here. Makes a big difference, doesn't it? Now, there's a 1010 station, right? Can't quite get it. Let me tune the antenna carefully and swing it around here. Swing the camera around. Not so good. Okay, I've got to tune the antenna again here. Something there. Generally, I don't pick much stuff up in the high end of the band here. So I'm not too surprised. Even with the antenna way off tune.
Many of them coming in from the States, smuggled in, has a factor for sure.
When we look at how to combat that, I mean, you're someone who has experience with this. What is the way that we in the city, now that we have a gun problem, even setting aside what led us here, now that we've got it, what is a meaningful way of dealing with it? How can
Yeah, well, one of the problems in Canada that we face here is handguns coming over the border from the United States. You know, you're not allowed to have a handgun for personal protection and stuff like that in Canada. It doesn't work that way. So we are gunless when it comes to handguns. Only certain guards and the police can have handguns, and then a few other people can get licenses, and you can have them if you're associated with a club and stuff like that. But generally, when a crime is committed with a handgun, the handgun has come over the border from the States and been smuggled in somehow. Handguns, I understand, in the city of Toronto sell for about $500-600, and I don't want to advertise it now, or a pile of Americans are going to bring their $50 handgun up here and try to get $500 for it. Don't do that. We don't want your handguns up here. So see, that's just a problem that I'm going to guess if you're American, you've never really thought about it, but your weapons pour over the border into Mexico and into Canada. Well, pour may be a strong word. In fact, I hear a lot of Americans show up at the Canadian border with their handgun thinking they're allowed to bring it into Canada, and they're surprised when the handgun is removed. They cannot bring it into Canada. I understand they get a little indignant at times.
Of course, no one can deny the fact that there are abuses. Police are no different than any aspect of humanity. But, for the most part, if it's done right, and if it's done proper, and if it's done lawful, it's a huge, huge benefit, not only to the police, obviously, but for the services that the police must provide to the community. And intelligence gathering, Matt, trust me, whether you're entering a business venture or whether you're targeting gang and criminal activity, intelligence is really the key, the strategic tool.
I'm not really quite sure what he's talking about, but anyway, that's right. We all need intelligence all the time. Well, thanks so much for watching this series, and if you started watching it more than 3 years ago, you've waited a long time for the end, but the end has come, and this radio is going to be probably mailed back to its owner, my college buddy, in fact. The Doctor was his nickname, up in Quebec. So great, little glue, she's done. Hey, on to the next thing. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you.